spent the night here last night. It's now 7:30 in the morning, so I think I arrived, I don't quite remember now, about 10.5 hours ago, maybe a bit more than that, because I certainly slept 9 hours. I was asleep at 10. I remember waking up to put down the computer. I was reading a book on the computer, and I remember waking up to put that down. And it was just before 10, so I slept even longer. So I woke up at around 6:45, something like that. Maybe because of the height where we are. I wouldn't say it was particularly high, but it's a bit higher than normal. And it's only 16 degrees outside, which isn't so good. I forgot to get my talking map out, which would warn me of these speed cameras. This area of Poland has the Beskid Mountains, and the highest peak is, I think it's 1,600, Babia Góra, which is off to my left, which can't be seen now, but it was more or less visible from where I spent the night. That was one of the first national parks in Poland after the war. I think there were those made before the war, but that was one for that was 1954. Dates back to. It's a bit cold out today. First time in ages I can remember putting long trousers on in the morning. Hopefully it might warm up later. Having said that, it's not too bad, I suppose. 16 degrees outside. And it's only 7:30. I think this is the end of Spytkowice. That's where I spent the night. But the habit in recent years is to give towns see them in a very large area. To join villages together, two towns. And whereas Warsaw is really bigger than it should be, because it doesn't include outlying villages, many towns such as Jelenia Góra contain lots of outlying villages, and it is not really part of Jelenia Góra. Raba, which is to the left, is named after the river Skawina, I think. Skawina. I considered I knew the route. I didn't get my talking map out, which is down the back somewhere. Clean the windscreen. As I recall, the petrol station's here, and this is the cheapest one I know of, so I'm going to go here to get some fuel. The difficulty getting out, I didn't go to my favourite petrol station, but I noticed they didn't have any biofuel there anyway, and that's the place I normally buy it at. I came this way last year. You can see it in my film, which is called, I can't remember the name of the film actually, it's in the series where I went from Poland, Slovakia and Hungary by camper van. I'm coming in the opposite direction, towards the south now, I'm going north. So I won't be filming so much now as I filmed this route before. I'll just film it if I see something which is particularly worth filming, such as signs like that. Or I feel I've got something totally pointless to say, in which case I'll say it. Now this must be rather difficult for the people who come here every day with this type of traffic jam. I can see how people get really wound up by their journey into work. Now Poland, like many countries, puts up warnings before speed cameras, which I think is a bit pointless really, because one thing it does is make you slow down. I mean, it's a bit like the talking map thing I discussed the other day. It's like, I think that in the UK does the same thing, and the talking map gives you a warning, and so the British idea is that, okay, it helps people drive better, whereas the Swiss idea, talking map, it's illegal to have a talking map that tells you where speed camera is, which I think makes far more sense. See the amount of cars now on both sides of the road, and this wouldn't strike me as being a particularly busy road. For example, last night when I slept off it, but the traffic didn't disturb me at all. I can't call that even hearing the traffic. This place is called Naprawa. Naprawa means repair. I think this is particularly attractive here. Leaving tension, coming Lublin. To mention this person in the white van on the left now, who's very generous in letting people out. He let me out, he let other people out behind me as well, I saw. And it's a pity there weren't more people as chivalrous as him on the road. This is Pcim. P-C-I-M. It's an unusual name. Now done 2,500 kilometers since leaving Brooklyn. Like the way the river follows the road here. This road is the road to Zakopianka. It's the most dangerous road in Poland, but I think it's mainly dangerous because the way people behave when they go on holiday or something for the weekend to Zakopane, and then when they try to get back home, they behave in a stupid way. Obviously, it's on a slope, and places up here there's plenty of room, but 2 lanes but in each direction, but further up there isn't. I think personally that Zakopane is vastly overrated. really nice places in Poland. I mean, Zakopane is alright, but it's nothing special. And if you want to do a walk in the mountains, you can go to Switzerland or something like that. You get some, you get mountains where there isn't anybody, rather than here where it's full of people. According to my fuel gauge, I've got 100 kilometers to go until empty, so it's probably now about the time to start thinking of buying fuel, which I think is pretty good considering I came from the Austrian border with Italy, more or less, and I didn't even fill it up completely there, and that's one tank of fuel's got me that far. So it's possible to get from Poland to Italy without refueling. There's somebody in a bit of a hurry. I'm doing 80. I've overshot, unfortunately. I should have come off the dual carriageway I was on earlier. I was in 2 minds to do it, but as it didn't have the road number on the sign, I didn't bother. That'll teach me not to have my talking map on. To 9 in the morning. I wouldn't fancy this every day. Trying to get into work with all of these cars and the traffic jam. I'm very lucky that I've had very little in my life where I had to actually go to work by car. I've got plenty of harassment by train. And the last few years I've walked. There's a new, well not new, it's got to be about 2007 I think, it's about 6 years old, or maybe it's even older. This is the traffic, what do you call it, speed camera.